And, this kind of overly simplified, just ridiculous dribble is something that in the past we would usually see from neoconservatives about a decade ago. But now it's seemed to be coming a lot more from the left.
Where'd you graduate with?
That's not the question.
Yes, it is.
The question.
Are you educated in economics? Are you educated in any sort of political background?
I've worked on many campaigns, and it's so sad.
That's very vague.
That kid is really rocking those Ray-Bans proper right now.
President twice.
Okay, one of the worst guys ever. But okay.
Oh yeah.
Well,
the worst guys ever. Let's look at the
could be debated.
This country was built on love, not hate.
Okay, this guy, he's back. He's back. He's like the guy you think got killed off at the beginning of a suspense film, only to surprisingly reemerge towards the end. And human nature's a funny thing, isn't it? He decides to interject right as the blonde lady and the kids are potentially about to embark on a real dialogue, a genuine, fair debate about the merits of President Obama and how successful he has or hasn't been. And a good case could be made for many of the successes of President Obama, but that's not going to happen because this guy is jumping in to blither and scream about how this country was found on love. Okay.
Donald Trump is a hater.
That's fine.
He's a racist.
He's not.
He is a racist.
He's getting
You know this country is built on religion too, not religion.
He believes in hate.
You know this country
Do
is
you
built
know
on
the
religion.
history of his grandfather and father? They was KK members. They own real estate in New York.
How do you know that?
Go Google it.
No, you Google it.
If you take the time to Google it, you can find out in about 2 minutes that the evidence that Donald Trump's father and grandfather were KK members has been deemed unsubstantial and inconclusive by Snopes and various other fact-checking resources. But this actually touches on a much greater issue that we try to tackle at Pragmatic Progressives about the regressive left's overuse of terms like racism and allegations that they seem to throw out like candy these days, which isn't helpful for anyone.
Obviously, your facts are very misconceptive. You have very horrible facts. You come to me with
black and
you come with me to lie, so I don't know if I can
properties
believe
in
that.
New York when he bought
I was looking up
property.
for myself. So
That was his grandfather and his father was KK members.
Okay.
Go read the history.
KKK members, you mean
Yes.
not KK members?
They
I don't
was
think
Ku
that's
Klux
true.
Klansmen. KKK.
Klansmen, okay.
Who's against your color?
Okay.
Against your skin? Against your people, your
I think
ancestors?
the Democratic Party founded the KKK, by the way. Just saying.
Let me.
This isn't quite the zinger the kid is led to believe, but regardless of it, he was obviously raised by pretty intelligent conservative parents, which is where he's getting some of this stuff from anyway, I imagine. But yeah, technically the Democratic Party did found the KKK. But the Republican Party also used to, was the holdout party for segregation, and they were the last to come on board. So pending on what narrative you want to build off of the historical facts of both of our major parties, you can build a case for what your leanings are.
I'm for the people. It's not because of Democrat or Republican. I'm for the people.
Okay, that's good.
The people are united, will never be defeated.
Okay.
And that's what I believe in.
Yeah, so at this point, it's almost just sad. I mean, from my perspective anyway, when I watch this, I almost feel bad for this guy, because the further the conversation goes on, the more you can just tell how incredibly misinformed he is. I actually believe his heart's in the right place, but his lack of education and the supreme level of misinformation that he's been going off of is really apparent at this point. And, they're going back about Trump's wife. We've already covered that.
Because of the racism he teaches.
Go get a high school education and come talk to me.
You need to graduate.
I'm gonna get. Yeah. You got that Confederate flag.
I do have a.
True facts, not lies.
You is disgrace to America.
Oh, disgrace? What is that word? You mean disgrace? Is that the word you meant? Okay.
Support a racist against your skin color.
Okay. All right.
What do you
Thank
have to say about black people?
Yeah, what did I ever
Name
say?
what Trump ever said about black people.
Thank
you.
you.
On TV. You on TV. What did he ever say about white people?
What did he ever say?
Did you see that?
No,
He
I
said
ain't
black
seen
people
it.
are. He said black people are
I ain't
lazy.
never
Go Google it. Go.
Yeah, this is where the whole discourse just kind of unravels and devolves from here on out. The kid starts insulting the grammar of the protester and saying that he's inadvertently spitting on him and just taking digs that way. But what do you want? The kid's 16. You know, he's just reacting to someone who's trying to instigate him, you know, for supporting Trump. And then we get this tall kind of redneck guy interjecting himself in the conversation here, mostly through some non sequiturs. I mean, he's raising some, you know, blunt, haphazard points. I think he starts droning on about rap music shortly, which is kind of silly, but.
No.
Go Google. Y'all should see it.
Let's hear what
He
Donald
said
Trump
this
has
on
to
live
say.
TV.
How about?
Let me ask you this.
They're trying to beat you and all these people.
Let me ask you this.
Twist the words. You have to no matter how powerful they are. So just don't
They not
let it
powerful
go.
because they support a race.
This media is powerful and they're going to twist your words up.
I thought this was a place that you could don't smell the sound.
Interesting. So the lady that stepped in here towards the end to try to pull the protester side and have a few words with him, basically what she's doing, she's politely telling him that he's making an ass of himself, right? She seems to agree with his overall general sentiments, but realizes that he's not articulating himself very well and not being very accurate in the general sentiments he's trying to convey. And she already sees the writing on the wall and realizes that this guy is just going to become very easy fodder for ridicule in the media.
Our first Second Amendment, if we are peaceful protesters, we are allowed to.
What has he said about black
Can
people?
I finish your statement before I leave? I'm gonna abide by the policy.
It's crazy. I believe this is crazy.
You know what? You're doing your job, so I'm gonna give you some ammunition. You ready? I'm gonna give you some ammunition as a Christian on a mission. You ready?
That's right.
On the sidewalk.
Why is it that you can go on iTunes and the music is available for sale and it's rap music and it all contains racial lyrics about white people, but there is no black music there's nothing saying anything about any black people in any music,
And no
period.
country music
But
at
you can
all.
buy it on iTunes.
Exactly.
Is anybody going to
But
address
it's
the double
okay to say
standard?
that.
Because I'm
It's
going
not-
to address the
take
double
that button off.
standard.
It's not about black
So
lives
why
matter.
can you
You
go
keep
on
saying
iTunes
united.
about music,
It's all
rap
lives that
music
matter.
that has
All
white
lives matter. We're all united. So don't say black lives
anybody
matter.
find a
Say
story
all
that-
lives
Black
matter.
lives do it.
All lives matter.
Black lives matter first, then all lives.
racist
Our
for
black
having it
people
on
are
your
being
shirt.
killed every day in America
Are you
by
sure about that? Because
racists.
more white teenagers got killed by the police officers last year.
What?
Okay, so Big Bubba interjecting himself in there as I predicted before about his rap music, his rap music tip from a Christian on a mission. This whole interaction is just hilarious to me. I don't think that guy is right or wrong. I just think he's unintentionally hilarious there with his big monster drink right in the middle of those two going at it. So he's finally off now.
Show me proof that more
CNN, go look it up.
a young black man got killed in Chicago 16 times by the police. And he was young, 17 years old.
Okay, he's finally on to a decent point here. This protester's talking about the 17-year-old kid that was supposedly wielding a knife, according to police reports. The bottom line is the dash cam footage came out and everything, and the kid was shot a bunch of times, fatally. And he was running away from the cops, and he was posing no threat at that time. And since then, the primary officer responsible for that death has been charged. So he's raising a good point here. And these things do happen, and police abuse does happen. Unfortunately, police corruption and abuse is a legitimate issue. Unfortunately, the regressives seem to have done more harm than good for it.
Do you know 15-year-old Michael Moore just got killed in Mobile, Alabama.
So
15 years off for holding a cell phone. Do you know?
Yeah, he wasn't
Does
killed
you
for
know
his
that?
black. He wasn't killed for his black. Okay, what about
Does you know that more black people are being killed in this country?
What about the white guy?
More black people.
Okay, it seems the protesters finally found some coherent mojo here. He's referring to a 15-year-old kid in Alabama, not the extraordinarily obese and polarizing filmmaker, Michael Moore, who got shot point blank and died. There's conflicting reports and conflicting witness accounts whether or not a gun was pointed at the officers, and a gun was found with fingerprints of him. The jury's kind of still out on the case, though.
Property are homeless. We have kids your age are homeless living on the street in Atlanta.
So are white people.
Because you should have stopped saying Black Lives Matter doesn't matter. And you black yourself.
60% of white people are on welfare, right? Okay. So
Let me tell you.
what are you telling me?
When white people live on welfare, they are treated better than
No,
black
because
people.
they're working. They're
Let me
working
tell you,
hard.
They work because they on welfare, because they work hard.
No.
What?
I'm saying this.
I don't understand.
We should have
Young man, learn your history.
What about all the white people that are doing what
Dr. Martin Luther King died for you.
saying the person that has Martin Luther King is not the only person that fought for civil rights.
Dr. Malcolm X died for you.
Malcolm X was a Muslim. He did not die for me.
Not really quite sure what validity the point was. The guy was trying to make that white people are treated a lot better than black people regarding welfare. I do know that most people in this country on welfare and food assistance are white people. As far as that comment at the end by the black kid, it was quite a zinger, and it was a pretty funny comment for the protester to make. Malcolm X died for you. It almost sounded like what people tell us about Jesus, you know. And the kid responded, "He did not die for me. He was a Muslim," and arguably Malcolm X, espoused some pretty extremist political ideology, particularly towards the end of his life.
Do you know your history? Does you know your history, young man? What happened in Atlanta? Did Donald Trump say anything about the LGBT people who was killed in Atlanta? No, he went and stood up and talked about we're not going to allow Muslim and Islam in this country. But he did not say anything about the LGBT community.
LBT or LGBT?
LGBTQ.
He
That's what.
He gave him a shout out on Twitter.
Yes, and me queer.
Yeah, he did.
Young man, you had a lot of smart.
Okay.
Learn.
But
But hanging with them Trump support, you would not learn.
oh, so what's wrong with them because they're white? Because they're white? I can't have friends that's white, right?
But they turning you against your people. They're standing
Oh
here
my God.
holding a sign for a racist.
So you believe that all black people should be part of a hive mind?
Is a
So
racist.
You believe that all black people should be part of a hive
I'm
mind?
not saying all white people are racist. I'm saying Trump is a racist.
No, you said I
Trump
got
is
with
a
black.
racist.
It's all getting pretty cyclical now, isn't it? We're wrapping up towards the end of the clip here, but the kids were right in calling him on his assertion that Donald Trump did not address LGBT community following the Orlando attacks. Trump aggressively spoke up out in behalf of gay Americans. Regarding the attacks, and he also did have some pretty stern words for Islam and potential Muslim immigrants that will be coming in our country, which is a fair topic for debate.
Show me
He
when
does
and
not
where
like
he has
you.
been racist. Show me
You
when
can hold
and where
that
he has been a
sign
racist remark
24
against
hours a day.
anybody.
Yeah, they go back and forth some more. Of course, the media is eating it up. And how can you blame the optics on this? Are just really interesting and compelling.
That's the person that says United.
T-R-U-M-B.
We are gonna Trump Hillary. T-R-U-M-B. We're gonna Trump
They're oddly likable and endearing, regardless of your political persuasion. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little analysis here, and until next time.